Nobody saw this coming a few weeks ago, but right now there's a real shift happening inside that Saints locker room, and the league better start paying attention. What once looked like a lost season is suddenly full of possibilities, confidence, and dangerous optimism brewing in New Orleans. The record doesn't tell the full story, and if you've been watching closely, you already know something big is forming. Decisions that once felt obvious are now wide open, and the future of this franchise might be changing in real time. So Who Dat Nation, lock in, smash that like, hit subscribe, because what's unfolding could reshape how this team attacks the draft, builds its roster, and competes moving forward. Let me say this loud, clear, and with my full chest. Tyler Show is the reason there is hope in New Orleans right now. Yes, Tyler Show. Not a coordinator, not a defensive resurgence, not some miracle turnaround. The rookie quarterback is the epicenter of belief for the Saints, and I don't care what the win-loss record says. Because if you've actually been watching the games instead of staring at standings, you know this team feels different when he's under center. And for a franchise that looked lost after Derek Carr walked away, that alone matters more than people want to admit. Now listen, I'm not here to sell fairy tale. The Saints are 2-3 in Show's 5 starts. That's not dominance, that's not playoff positioning, but context matters, and I will die on that hill. This kid is moving the offense, sustaining drives, and most importantly, solving problems in real time. When the passing game is clicking, he distributes the ball confidently. When it stalls, he tucks it and makes defenders look foolish with his legs. That adaptability, that's not common for a rookie. That's not teachable overnight. That's instinct, poise, and a quarterback who actually belongs in this league. Look at the last 2 weeks if you need proof. In Week 13, the Saints lost, but Show threw for 239 yards and 2 touchdowns and was literally 1 or 2 plays away from flipping the outcome. Then against Tampa Bay, the passing numbers weren't pretty, but what did he do? He ran for 55 yards and 2 touchdowns in a heated divisional matchup. That tells me something very important. This kid doesn't need one specific script to function. He just needs an opportunity. And if I'm the Saints front office, that changes everything about how I approach the 2026 NFL draft. Because right now, New Orleans is sitting in position for the number 5 overall pick. And for months, the assumption was obvious. Take a quarterback, reset the clock, start over. But suddenly, that plan isn't automatic anymore. Suddenly, you have options, real ones. You can draft a blue-chip player at another premium position. You can trade down with a desperate QB-needy team and stack picks. Or, and this is where things get fascinating, you can actually build around Tyler Show instead of replacing him before he's even had a fair chance. That brings me to ESPN's Field Yates and his suggestion that made me stop, pause, and think. Francis Moigoa, offensive tackle, Miami. At first glance, some of you probably said, another offensive lineman. Again, I get it, but slow down, think this through. Moigoa is 6'6", 315 pounds, a mauler with elite pass protection metrics. He allowed pressure on just 0.5% of dropbacks this season, best in the entire FBS. Meanwhile, the Saints rank 31st in pass block win rate. That's not a small issue. That's a flashing red warning sign. Now let's layer in the chess move. Kelvin Banks Jr. already looks like a hit after being taken 9th overall in 2025. Talis Fuaga, when healthy, is a legitimate tackle, but guard is a problem, especially after Trevor Penning was shipped out. If you draft Moigoa, you can kick Fuaga inside to guard, pair him with Eric McCoy and Cesar Ruiz returning, and suddenly you've got a line with size, power, and long-term upside that most teams would kill for. On paper, that's one of the most promising offensive lines in football. And what does every young quarterback need more than anything else? Time, protection, a wall in front of him. Now don't misunderstand me. This team still needs playmakers. Another explosive receiver would help. A dynamic running back wouldn't hurt. And yes, the defense could use a future pass rusher with Demario Davis and Cameron Jordan both being 36 years old. Those needs are real. But protecting your quarterback, especially one who is showing legitimate signs of being the guy, is never the wrong investment, ever. Because if Tyler Show fails, you want to know it wasn't because you left him exposed and unsupported. Here's the bottom line. The Saints don't have certainty yet, but they have clarity. Tyler Show has earned the right to change the conversation. He has forced the organization to think beyond survival and into strategy. My question to you, Saints fans, is simple. If Show keeps playing like this, do you want the team building a fortress around him or chasing the next shiny quarterback prospect? Let me know what you think. Drop a comment, hit that like button, subscribe, and let's keep this Saints debate loud, passionate, and very real.